I'm pleased to say we're joined by one of the new PDC tour card holders for 2026, Samuel Price. Thanks for the time, Samuel. How are you doing?
Bro, I still can't get my head around when people say that, but tour card holder. But yeah, I'm really good. Yeah, things are going really well. As you can imagine, busy, but yeah, really, really good.
Glad to hear it. And we are talking still just 3 weeks on from
Yeah.
UKQ school where you won your PDC tour card on the final day. What have these last 3 weeks been like for you? Has it fully sunk in now that you are one of the 128 on the professional tour?
It's sunk in a little bit the Masters qualifiers, but it hasn't. I don't think properly yet. I don't think it will until I'm in Germany next week when I'm playing what could be the likes of Humphreys, Littler, Price, and the players like that. When I actually see them, I think that's when it'll really sink in for me.
Well, we'll come back to Q School later and what's to
Yep.
come over the next couple of years. But let's go back to the very start for you in darts. How old were you when you first discovered the game, and how did you get introduced to darts?
I think because my mum has always worked in like pubs and things like that, I was always in a social club or a pub in Coventry. I just kind of liked throwing at the board and all that. And then I think there was a captain of the team. I think I was in the railway at the time. Just said, "Look, we're looking for players. You look like you can throw a dart. Do you fancy joining?" And I was 15 at the time. Actually, I think I might have been a bit younger than that because I didn't actually join at that time off because I just couldn't get anywhere. Obviously, I couldn't drive, couldn't do much, and my mum was always working. So, yeah, it kind of really kicked off around 15, 16 years old. Played the game for a good few years, just pub standard, really. Um, didn't really get anywhere with it. Um, got the dreaded dartitis for a bit, which wasn't very nice. Took a break out, and then obviously COVID hit, and yeah, I just went a bit crazy in COVID. Didn't stop playing tournaments every day, multiple per day sometimes, and yeah, it just went. The game just improved so rapidly over that period of time. But yeah, now look where I am now. It's gone a bit crazy.
Yeah, it certainly has. And just touching on the dartitis, because obviously it's
Yeah.
something that's affected many players over the years. You look at the player that just got to the World Finals, Jan van Veen. He's had to
Mm.
overcome dartitis himself to get to where he is now. In terms of your own story with dartitis, how did you get over it and start playing during the lockdowns again?
It was a weird one for dartitis wise. I just managed to get rid of it just before COVID hit. To be fair, I went into a pub with all my friends were just saying, "Oh, we're just going to play darts, have a laugh and a couple of drinks and have some food and all that." And I said, "Yeah, go on, then I'll come round." Weren't expecting to play because I thought I'm just not going to embarrass myself because it's just not good. And they're all begging me and they're begging me, and then I just went up and it was weird. I just threw the darts normally, and it's never crept in again since. So I was one of the lucky ones where it just kind of disappeared. I don't know if the breaker had maybe helped before that. As I said, not playing for a year or two, I think it was. But yeah, I was, as I say, there's some players that just can't get over it, and it's horrible to see. But yeah, when obviously I was a lucky one, I managed just it just kind of disappeared, which I'm so thankful for.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got back playing, as you mentioned, during the lockdowns, all the tournaments
Yeah.
that were going on online. Post lockdown, I think it's fair to say we've seen quite a lot of you in the ADC events. That's been a big part of
Yeah.
your development as a player. Post lockdown, entering the Vault events, the championship tour that they put on as well, gaining all of that match experience in person. Just how important has the ADC's platform been for you in your darts career so far?
Oh, I would not be here if it wasn't for the ADC now. Not a chance. The vaults have been my forte. They've been brilliant for me. I play 4 to 5 a week, and my game's just rapidly improved every single series. I think I was top three in our region for so many series on the trot. I mean, you got the likes of Graham Hall and Dave Pallett and Dan Nichols and people like that who are constantly up there as well. And I'm up there with them. So yeah, the vaults have been brilliant. Championship tour wise, it was up and down. I've never really had a good run there. It's a weird one. I've never really. I enjoy the venues and I enjoy the people. It's just I've never played well for some strange reason. I'm not sure why. I can never put my finger on it, but it just never seems to happen at the ADC Championship Tour. But as I say, the what they do, what the venues that are out that Bradmore Farm at the minute is absolutely fantastic venue. So I can't fault anything they do. They've been brilliant for me.
And we've also got to mention as well county darts because you've been representing your county, Warwickshire. That's been an important part of your darts over the last few years as well. Are there any favourite moments from playing for Warwickshire and playing in that UKDA setup?
Warwickshire was a very. I loved my time with Warwickshire. Obviously, I don't really play them anymore. I get call ups now and then when they're kind of short. But yeah, I really enjoyed my time there. Obviously, hitting a few big averages and big wins. Your first kind of games are always a special memory. I think my favourite probably memory was I played Sam Spivey on the stage for County A, and I think I was 4-2 down. I think I was, and I went back to back 12 darters to no 3-2 down. Sorry, and went back to back 12 darters to win the game 4-3, and it was just a massive relief because obviously Sam's a very good player. Everyone knows Sam, and he's a fantastic player. So to do that was yeah, I think that was probably my highlight of my county career.
Very nice. I'm guessing it's moments like that which gave you the inspiration, the urge to want to push yourself even further and go to Q School because we did see you playing it last year and play on the Challenge Tour. So what was it that finally got you to make that jump and put yourself into Q School last year?
I think it's mainly been the support around me that's always pushed me, saying you should give Q School a go. You should go and do it. You should go and do it. But as we know, Q School is very expensive, and it's always been a dream of mine to go. But I've just never had the backing around me. I've never had the sponsors, and never had the management side of things be around me. But I think obviously doing what I did in the ADC, I kind of attracted a few people, and I managed to get a good backing behind me. And yeah, they just said, "Do you want to go to Q School? Do you want to give it a go?" And obviously, I went last year, just missed out, I think, by 3 legs to get to second stage. Obviously, not the it just happened the year before. I think I lost to Chaz Barstow in 5-0 in the last round, which I needed like 2 legs, I think, and it got me through. But it happens for a reason. I went on the Challenge Tour, had a couple of good runs, didn't play anything spectacular. Had a few good games here and there, but I'd never really had a whole day where I played really well. But it was a brilliant experience, and it gets you used to that professional standard and the professional setup, which is brilliant.
Yeah, you got all that experience last year, Q School, the Challenge Tour. You played the majority of the season. Well, let's get on to this year's Q School then. And after the first
Yeah,
stage, you had just missed out again by a very narrow
yeah.
margin on getting to the final stage on legs difference, or as we call it on this show, goal differential. How disappointed were you to miss the cut? Or did you have a sneaky feeling with the new rules that were brought in this year that you might get a chance as a top-up player towards the end of the week?
So I didn't realise the top up rule until I was in the car on the way home. Someone messaged me saying you could still be playing if results go your way at least 1 or 2 days. I was like, how does that work? It's never happened before. They said no. If you read the player's brief, because so I started going through it, and it did say in there, and I was like, oh wow, I've got a day here. I've got a day. I think we got to the end of the queue score, and it should have just been one day. I think I just at the bottom right of the last player that got in to play on Sunday. So yeah, I was buzzing. I thought just gets you a bit more experience against obviously the even better players because obviously you just got the guys who just lost their tour cards. Just challenged myself, and then obviously I got the call up for Saturday, which I think was a good thing because they do change the setup a little bit. So I kind of got my head around that, ready for the Sunday. Um, but yeah, I genuinely didn't know the rule until I was halfway home, and I was so happy when someone told me because otherwise I wouldn't have had a clue.
Yeah, that was great news, wasn't it? And that new rule, obviously, this year that the PDC have brought in is when we get to that final stage of Q School every day, they're going to top up the field. So you've got the full 1 to 8 each day. You said there
Yeah.
you were pretty confident you were going to play on the Sunday, but getting 2 days instead of the one, where were you when you found out that you could play on the Saturday as well?
So I was actually because I was going to go back to work Thursday Friday, but I seen there was a couple of things that were happening. People were dropping out, and I thought, oh, let's not go back to work just in case I get a call and they say I've gone back to work, and I say, look, I've got to go again. So I didn't want that to happen. So Thursday Friday, obviously, I just had the day with the family and the kids, and then Saturday morning. I think it must have been. I think it was around 8, 9 o'clock. I got the call, and they just said, "You definitely playing tomorrow?" I goes, "Yeah, yeah," because I just thought it was a call about the Sunday. Said, "You definitely playing tomorrow?" I goes, "Yep, all good. We're there. I'll be there." And he goes, "Well, do you fancy a day today?" I was like, oh, "Of course I do." And it's only an hour for me as well, so it's not too bad. I still got there plenty of time and to have a practice and get my head around things. And as I say, they do change the setup a little bit. Obviously, they play a board, miss a board, play, so it's a lot quieter as well because obviously there's not as many people. So I think it did me good, as I said, to kind of grasp how it works and what goes on. Even though I was only played one game, but you kind of get a feel for it, and it got me ready for the Sunday, I think.
Yeah, you play on that Saturday, lose out to Stephen Burton 6-2
Yeah.
with a 91 average, which at that point was your best average of the week. How are you feeling going into the Sunday? As you say, you had that little bit of a taste of what the final stage was like. Did you believe that you could go on a run, or were you just kind of going there for the experience?
I thought the way I was playing, obviously 90 average, I thought the day before, I thought I could go on a run here. I could maybe cause a couple of upsets and just get some experience against the big boys and kind of see where it goes, see where we go. But to do what I did, I wasn't expecting that at all. As I say, I've had games here and there, but I've never had a full day of being so consistent. And yeah, just what happened. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, what a day it was, the final day of Q School on the Sunday. You start off with
Yeah.
a couple of close wins, Jamie Kelling 6-4, George Killington 6-5, and then the 102 average in beating one of the informed players, if you like, Derek
Yeah.
Coulson 6-2, 3 games down, 3 to go. At what point in the day are you thinking that I could be about to do something special here?
I think the Derek Coulson game was the game that made me believe that just even while I was playing it, I knew that everything I was throwing, it just felt so good. Every time I stepped up, I just felt like I wasn't going to miss. And yeah, that was the time where I thought, you know what, this could happen, this, or I'm going to be close. And I didn't, and then I realised obviously after when at the end of the day that obviously what happened with Derek, he kind of missed out by the slimmest margins. Wasn't nice, but I had to do my job and I did it. So he's a lovely guy as well, Derek. And yeah, I did feel bad at the end, but as I say, I've got to do what I've got to do, and yeah,
Yeah, you did your job. The wins keep coming 6-2 against Aaron
yeah.
Monk. Then you get the revenge on Stephen Burton 6-3.
If
You're into the final round, and it is winner takes all against Lewis Pride.
yeah,
What were the nerves like, I guess, as you're warming up to play Lewis with that PDC tour card on the line for both of you?
it was a weird one because I didn't feel too bad, and then the game started. I don't think it was the best of starts from us, but then it kind of got a little bit better in middle of the game. We were playing well, and then I think when I went 4-3 up, I think I was, or 4-3 up, I think I went. That's when I felt it because that's when you think 5-4, I think it was. I needed one leg. Yeah, that's when I felt because I thought just one more leg, just 501 points, and you've got it. And you just think, please, please, just happen. It seemed to take forever, but yeah. Again, Lewis, such a lovely guy. I played him a couple of times, but yeah, he's been there, done that many times now, and I fully do believe that he will get it eventually if he keeps going.
Well, we did see the camera in the venue. It caught the finale, and we could feel the tension just watching it. You missed the match starts in the
Yeah.
decider. Lewis misses the ball for a 1-2-8, and you come back and hit the double five. And we could see the emotions as soon as that double goes in. Can you describe what you were feeling in those moments?
Throwing for the double, I just felt numb. It just felt like my legs were jelly. It was horrible. But as soon as that down went, it was just like you could see the reaction. It was just a massive relief. It was just like it's done. Dream has started, but also the hard work's about to start as well. So it's a dream of mine. It's amazing. It's been absolutely brilliant few weeks now. But as I say, the hard work's about to start now, and we're about to go into them pro tours. And I don't want to be going there as what they say, the whipping boy or whatever like that. I want to go in there, giving my best game, and giving these big boys a good game.
Definitely. And in the closing moments of that decider, we see you kiss the small toy goat that your son gave you, the
The
lucky
goat.
goat. Can you
Yeah.
settle a debate for us? Because I reckon the goat is called Co Stompe after my favourite player, but my co-host Burton DeWitt, he probably disagrees. He says it's called Mark Walsh after his favourite player. So does the toy goat have a name?
The toy goat has a name now. He's Gary the goat. But yeah, no, that was, as I say, he gave it me on the Saturday morning, and I said I'd take it. I said I'd have it there every game. It was on top of my case for every game, for the whole 2 days, and yeah, I just looked at it, and before went up to the board to throw my darts, and I just thought I'll grab it and give it a kiss because yeah, you just don't know the superstition and all the luck and all that. I've done it a couple of times since now as well. I did it on Wednesday at the Masters against Jensen. So yeah, it just seems to work now. So it's going to go everywhere with me.
Happy days. And you mentioned the World Masters as well, because you have already played your first
Yeah.
tournament with that tour card, the prelim rounds in Milton Keynes last week, where, as luck would have it, your first game is with a player from the same neck of the woods as you in Coventry, Jensen Walker. Could you believe it when the draw came out?
Honestly, but the amount of people that were in there that just said your first game as a pro and it's someone that you can play local league darts with. It was just crazy. Sat on the same table, sat next to each other, and the draw gets done. Me and Jensen, it's just like, what are the odds, really? But it was also a nice game to kind of get my feet under the table because I know him. We know we're going to have a good game. We know we're going to respect each other. We know we're going to have a good. We're going to throw it all at each other. So, and I think we had a good game. It was brilliant. I just did right things at the right time, which I took my finishes, which what I think what won it really.
Yeah, you mark your debut with a win against Jensen before losing out to Max Hopp in what was
Yeah,
the winner takes all last game in the group. But how do you look back on that first tournament now?
yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I generally thought I was going to go in there and be more phased than I was. I felt quite comfortable in there. I felt like I belonged there. Obviously playing Jensen, which was it's a nice touch, and then obviously the game against Max, I feel like I played well. I could have maybe took the first set, and it could have been a different game because I think I missed some darts at double, but I pulled it back. I just said to myself, just don't go out a fight. Just give him a game. Just give him a battle. Have a fight with it. And yeah, and he actually said after you're a fighter, you'll do well in these next couple of years. That I really respected that from Max actually.
Good to hear. And your first opponent, Jensen, we know he's a big Coventry City football fan as well. I
Yes, he
believe
is.
your team is Tottenham Hotspur. So do
Yep.
you think Tottenham are going to be playing Coventry next season? Can Spurs stay up?
that's 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 the question, is it? Can we actually stay up? No, I think we'll stay up. I think we're too good for that. It's just the injuries aren't great at the moment. I have to say I've not watched much this season because I've been so invested in my darts, but I think I've actually watched Coventry more because of how well they're doing at the minute. So fingers crossed that they keep doing what they're doing and don't mess it up, it's not looking great at the minute. They keep losing them games, but yeah, but no, yeah, I kind of died down the football as much as I used to watch it, but that's probably because Tottenham aren't doing very well. So. But yeah,
Fair enough. Well, just a couple more before we let you go. And looking ahead,
yeah,
when we're talking Monday next week, it is that first lot of Players' Championships that you mentioned in Germany. How excited are you to get going on the Pro Tour now and face off against the very best players in the world?
yeah, really, really excited. Really looking forward to it now. I thought there'd be more nerves than there is at the minute, but that could all change. But no, yeah, excited to play all the big boys. It's what we all dream of, isn't it? Really, I suppose. Hopefully, I can have a couple of good runs, and you never know. You never know what could happen. People have done it before, haven't they? So yeah, just excited. Really, really ready to go. I just kind of wish it wasn't a travel the first one, but yeah. But we're back for a week and then back over to Wigan, so it's not too bad.
Definitely. Well, not every player on the tour we know is full time with the darts, and many new players that get on the tour, they're juggling full time work with playing
Yeah.
on the PDC circuit. So, what is the setup looking for you right now? Are you juggling work with the darts as well?
So yeah, I'm going to be juggling work with the darts. Work of talent. Well, I work for a company called Talent. They're being really they're being great. To be fair, they're really helping me out. So Yeah, we're working a few things out at the minute, so I can try and get a bit more time off. But yeah, it's looking good. But obviously, I've still got a full-time job, still got a family at home, so it's going to be a difficult couple of years. But we're just going to take it all in our stride as a family and just really, really enjoy it. Just enjoy every second of it, really.
Sounds like a plan. And we've got a couple of questions from our listeners before we finish. The first one comes from Aaron Tubian, who says, "How did you spend the rest of the night after winning your tour card?"
I spent it with my wife and kids. Just yeah, just buzzing. We were just so happy with it. So yeah, we just had a night together. I don't think I actually left the house for a couple of days because just kind of was just so happy, just so buzzing, and just wanted to spend the time with them. So yeah, it's been good recently. I've had a couple of friends, seen a couple of friends since, and we all went to actually watch the UK Open qualifiers yesterday in Coventry, and it was nice seeing a lot of people there congratulating me, which was lovely. But yeah, just being really happy, celebrating, excited to go.
Good times. And the last one comes from Jamie, and he says, "Do you plan to fight Gerwin for the price name?"
Be interesting to see when we if we get drawn against each other price v price. That'd be quite entertaining. But that'd be a dream, wouldn't it, to play that to give him a good game, and you never know. Hopefully, become the number one price. That'd be good, wouldn't
That sounds like a plan. Well, Samuel, it's
it?
been an absolute pleasure to get you on the show. A belated congratulations on getting your
Thank
tour
you.
card, and we wish you all the best for the next 2 years at least on the tour.
No, brilliant. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me as well.